Hello, my wonderful story-loving friends, and welcome back. Today, we're going to journey into a magical kingdom to hear the tale of a very special princess. Are you ready? Let's begin. Once upon a time, in a faraway land, there lived a kind and gentle princess named Snow White. She had skin as fair as freshly fallen snow, lips as red as the reddest roses, and hair as dark as a raven's wing. Everyone in the kingdom adored her for her sweet nature and beautiful heart. Everyone. That is, except for one person. The wicked queen, her stepmother, who was terribly jealous of Snow White's beauty. One day, to escape the queen's jealousy, Snow White found herself deep in a sun-dappled forest. There, nestled amongst the tall trees, she discovered a cozy little cottage. Tapping gently on the door, she found it was the home of 7 kind dwarfs. They were surprised to see a princess in their home, but they welcomed her with open arms and promised to keep her safe. In return, Snow White filled their little cottage with joy, helping them clean, cook delicious meals, and singing beautiful songs that made the whole forest seem to smile. But the wicked queen had a magic mirror, and it wasn't long before she discovered where Snow White was hiding. Filled with rage, she disguised herself as a sweet, harmless old woman selling apples. She traveled to the cottage and knocked on the door. "Hello, my dear," she said with a crooked smile, holding out a shiny, perfect red apple. "Just one bite of this delicious fruit." Forgetting the dwarf's warning to never talk to strangers or accept anything from them, Snow White thought the old woman seemed kind. She took a small bite of the apple, and in an instant, she fell into a deep, deep sleep, as if under a magic spell. When the 7 dwarfs returned home from their work in the mines, they were heartbroken to find their beloved Snow White. They gently placed her in a beautiful bed made of glass and stood watch over her day and night, hoping for a miracle. And one day, a miracle did arrive. A kind prince from a neighboring kingdom was riding through the forest when he saw the sleeping princess. He had heard tales of her goodness and beauty. He was so moved that he knelt down and gently kissed her hand. At his touch, Snow White's eyes fluttered open. She was awake. The dwarfs cheered with joy, and the forest animals celebrated. The spell was broken. Snow White and the prince returned to his kingdom. But she never forgot the important lesson she learned, and it's a lesson for all of us. Never, ever take food from someone you don't know. No matter how kind or friendly they might seem, always check with a grown-up you trust first. And so, Snow White lived happily and much more wisely ever after. Thank you so much for joining me for this wonderful story. If you've enjoyed it, please give this video a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe for more adventures. See you next time. Bye.